this one is a complete reshuffle. Like, this one changes how I see the entire iPhone lineup.
Oh, where do you guys think I am? Could it be the Steve Jobs Theater for the Apple event? Well, yes, if that was your guess, you're correct. And we just got a full new lineup of iPhones.
This is iPhone 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Air.
We've got new AirPods 3, and we've got a little refresh of the Apple Watches. So let's get into it.
So let's just start with the iPhone 17, right? The base new iPhones.
Now we're gonna go to the most basic iPhone, which is the iPhone 17. I hate even calling it basic because these phones are far from basic.
This is not a basic iPhone anymore. In fact, this is a full-on Pro iPhone now.
Hey, it got Pro Motion and a better selfie camera, and the rest is mostly the same.
Like the display, it's got the same size body,
Brighter too, getting up to 3000 nits.
same camera layout, the same buttons, super familiar design.
But there's a new A19 chip inside, and battery life should be a few beats longer.
It's just so un-Apple to actually release a Pro-branded feature on the base iPhone.
Every new iPhone across the range now has Pro Motion.
Some part of me still thought that this phone would forever be doomed.
Hey, sounds great to me.
But the big one, the thing I did not see coming, it was
The selfie camera.
What is happening with the front camera?
the selfie camera now has a square sensor.
Which means you can take vertical selfies and you can take horizontal selfies no matter which way you're holding the phone up.
They're calling it Center Stage. This makes the base iPhones much more usable, and so does the new base storage of 256 gigs.
There is such little missing here that I think this is by far the best value phone in the lineup.
As for the colors of the iPhone 17, we've got lavender, mist blue, black, white, and sage. It starts at $799. Oh my goodness, it is the star of the show, the iPhone Air.
The pretty phone.
The iPhone Air.
And this is where things get very interesting.
So this thing is a stunningly, ridiculously thin 5.6 millimeters at the thinnest part.
But the thinness is shocking.
This is thinner than any previous iPhone. This is thinner than Samsung's ultra slim Galaxy S25 Edge. The thing's thinner than a pencil.
Super thin, so sleek.
So the basics are, it's a 6.5-inch Pro Motion display. It's got the A19 Pro chip inside, titanium body. The new selfie camera, of course, is in there. And it has a single 48 megapixel fusion camera on the back with the new design again. Same camera as the iPhone 17, but with the nice plateau from the Pro phone. And then there's a new N1 chip inside for all the networking connectivity, which is Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, Thread, and a new, more energy-efficient C1X modem for cellular.
I'm going to be honest with you, this phone absolutely creates an impression. Like, the first time I picked the thing up, my mouth involuntarily formed a silent O.
Look at this thing, it's beautiful. It's super light, so thin, it's actually so shiny around the edges.
It's so sick.
It also feels a lot more luxury. This is a miracle.
But there are also absolutely some red flags that come along with this.
The truth is, you're making two pretty fundamental compromises.
It's coming in at $1,000, which is more expensive than the base iPhone, which will have a better camera system and better battery life and may overheat less.
You're also getting slower charging. You're only getting one speaker, which is really poor in 2025. And then the other big one is you're also losing the ultra-wide camera that you would have had on the normal iPhone 17. But this does mean this is a single rear camera on a $1,000 phone in almost 2026, which, tell me that's not form over function.
And it is surrounded by other iPhones that are better than it in basically every way, other than being super thin and light. So it's a fascinating gamble. But I really think this phone is gonna be a hard sell, because if you subtract emotions from it, it's the worst one. There is just no way battery life can be good on this phone, right? There's just no way. I've been reviewing phones for more than a decade, and all signs point to it being trash.
Then, according to Apple, because of all the efficiency improvements of their new A19 chips and this new N1 chip that handles Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and AirDrop, that this tiny sliver of a phone has the same battery life as the 16 Pro.
Come on. Really?
It doesn't exactly reassure me that Apple has specifically made a MagSafe power bank designed to slip onto the Air, and that when they quoted the battery life of the Air, they quoted the figure that assumed you had this battery pack attached.
This phone has the same A19 Pro chip in it as the Pro phones, minus one GPU core.
but I actually think there'll be a very large difference in how that chip performs in this compared to in the actual Pro phones. I think the 17 Air is made for the kind of person who cares enough about their phone to not just take the base 17, but also someone who isn't so into the specs that they'll worry about what they're missing compared to the Pros.
It is also eSIM only globally, because there's no room in any version of this phone for a plastic SIM card. There's also no millimeter wave 5G, but once you hold one, it is pretty impressive.
Like, it's substantial. Like, it is not something that looks as durable as it feels.
But I see this product kind of like the really hot girl that you probably shouldn't try to date. You know it's bad news. You know it's not going to last. But let's be honest, you're probably going to try your luck anyway.
This is either Apple just throwing something new at the wall and seeing if it sticks, or you can see this as a visionary, long time in the making preview at the future of all phone. Get subscribed.
This year, it really feels like Apple has been freed up to just prioritize function over form.
And we have the brand new iPhone 17 Pros. We have that new camera bump and this new cosmic orange color. It is so aggressive. Like, this is so Taylor Swift coded. Like, I can't even.
First of all, there's only 3 colors: cosmic orange, deep blue, and silver.
I don't criticize Apple very often, but I'm not a huge fan of the orange.
These are the most clearly actually made for pros Pro iPhones I've ever seen.
Hey, they got better zoom and more battery and orange. But it's actually not just cameras in here. Apple's done some rearranging of the insides of the phone to actually shove more components, like the A19 Pro chip and the logic board and storage up here in that bar, so they could fill out more of the bottom of the phone with more battery.
Probably why they now feel comfortable charging the new higher prices of $1,099 for the Pro, which is pretty much the highest amount anyone is charging for a non-XL size device, and then $1,199 for the Pro Max. You know what makes a phone truly beautiful? It is just having a big, fat battery on the inside.
The battery hits 39 hours of video playback.
Dumb stat.
Apple's saying you'll get up to 33 hours of battery on the 17 Pro, which is a very healthy jump from the 27 on the 16 Pro, and then 39 on the Pro Max this time.
And so there's also a new vapor chamber right in the middle of the back of this phone. First time we've seen a vapor chamber on the iPhone. Other new design element is that they actually switched back to aluminum.
My issue with this situation is that Apple just switched to titanium 2 years ago. And when they did that, they made a massive deal about it. It was the headline feature of the iPhone 15 Pros. This time, the iPhone 17 Pros are metal everywhere, except the specific zone where they have to be glass, or I guess ceramic shield this time around.
This design, it is just a little bit more than meets the eye, you know, rearranging some components here and there, being more efficient, better cooling, and better battery.
I tried some gaming on this, and I'm not normally too taken aback by mobile gaming demos, but this actually was the most graphically impressive, smooth gaming experience I have ever had on a smartphone.
They always go hard with Pro phones and cameras, and this generation is no exception.
What's happening with the cameras? So the Pros get the same square front camera sensor that can do both orientations. And the other big change is the telephoto camera is going from 5 times optical zoom with a 12 megapixel resolution to 4 times optical zoom, but with a 48 megapixel resolution.
And you should be able to continue to zoom further and crop more with less consequence now that you have 48 megapixels.
It means that when you're zooming in, you don't have to wait all the way till 5 times before your telephoto camera kicks in. So the quality in the early part of your zoom is better.
And right into Tim Cook's office, right there, 8x. Oh yeah, so cool. Now for video creators, there's ProRes RAW and even Gen Lock support. The price is starting at $1099 with the Pro Max going up to 2 terabytes of storage. Yeah, you heard that right, 2 terabytes of storage.
Only the Max, not the regular Pro.
Shockingly little mention of Apple Intelligence this time around.
There were a couple other announcements today. There were new AirPods Pro 3, which have twice as good ANC as the last gen, which is crazy, plus IP57 and heart rate tracking during workouts, all at the same $250 price.
What I'm excited to test out about these is they now have language translation.
There's also a new Apple Watch Series 11, now with 5G and possible hypertension detection, and a slightly new Watch Ultra 3 with thinner bezels, LTPO3, and slightly longer battery life.
For the adventurers, the Ultra 3 gets a brighter, larger display and now works with satellite connectivity for emergency SOS and even iMessage.
get subscribed.